Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the SteelsSeries Southeast Asian Cup Season 3. This is Game 1 of a best of 3 between AMD Mineski and Team Impervious. Thank you of course to SteelsSeries for sponsoring this tournament and Dota Talk for hosting it and allowing me to cast. I'm solo casting tonight, so should be good fun. Hopefully I'll get a co-cast for the next couple of games, but for now it's just going to be me and I'll do my best. It should be a pretty good series of games coming up. Mineski and Impervious have been pretty back and forth as far as I'm aware. I think
5 seconds remaining.
I could be wrong. I haven't been able to find the games anywhere because they weren't recorded apparently, but I remember last time Mineski and Impervious met, I'm pretty sure Mineski won. Pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I mean previously Impervious had been beaten Mineski, so honestly it should be pretty back and forth between these games. That I'm honestly expecting a third game to be coming, maybe going 1-1. But regardless, a lot of strong players. Ninja Boogie's actually a Filipino himself. Mineski of course being from the Philippines. Team Impervious primarily Singaporean, but like I'm saying, Ninja Boogie moved over from that lovely country, the Philippines, to join his friends in Singapore to join Impervious. So a little bit of a maybe friendship rivalry going on, making sure that he can beat his buddies back at home. I don't know, but I mean tonight Mineski do have their whole lineup. Owa/Josh has come back, so no more Badusai, and I think we're going to be seeing the normal roles and lanes coming up. So they should be just giving it their all tonight, I guess. And looking at the bands, pretty standard. Lit's been banned out. Chen, Elder Titan, and Pugna, all very popular heroes at the moment. Night Stalker still in the pool. So is Luna, Nagasarian of course, Visage, who's been a very popular pick. Nyx Assassin's kind of faded out a little bit, and so is Batrider, but we might see Batrider being picked up at the moment. It's kind of one of those catch-22 heroes, I suppose, but Raveflu, who plays the Batrider, he plays the offlane, could be picking up that Batrider, just go farm in the offlane and rotate into the jungle if necessary. Clement, who's going to be playing the mid most likely. The fifth player for for Impervious is usually Chibi X33, but he's away at the moment. He can't play during the week. So it will be Insidious C taking over that mid role most likely. Though we have seen Ninja Boogie taking the mid role a couple of times and rotating the lanes around to sort for that. But expecting Insidious C in the mid lane for this game, and normally he plays a kind of snowbally hero like the Queen of Pain, the Storm Spirit. Batrider is a little bit more of an initiation type hero. Normally they are played by the person who typically plays initiator, hence I would assume, I could be completely wrong, but I'd assume that Raveflu would be taking that if they do pick it up. But it was ignored. They went for the Earthshaker. So Earthshaker received, I would say, a very strong buff in the most recent patch. Of course, there was all the changes to tri-lanes, leading to a lot more roaming coming out from the players, from the lineups, usually kind of seeing a 2-1-2, often seeing Earthshaker being put into the offlane. Mineski adore that Earthshaker. They've been picking him up most games and usually running him in the offlane along with another kind of semi-carry hero, such as the Priestess of the Moon, the Puck, the Queen of Pain, that sort of thing, and then using the Earthshaker to block that offlane. And so the creeps will just, toddle down into the Ancients, and you can farm the Ancients using the Earthshaker block, as well as that Earthshaker is a very versatile roamer, so he can get some nice fishes off in the mid lane and score a first blood in the mid if possible. So on the whole, he's been buffed significantly considering that the metagame is now tending towards roaming and early game fighting. So I do like the first pick up. And Mineski, what are they going to respond with? Mineski, typically they go for quite aggressive heroes, like I said. Normally we see them play things like the Visage, going for early game aggressive lineups. Crystal Maiden's another popular pick of theirs. Usually like her as a support, and they are thinking about it very, very hard. They're going for the Timbersaw first pick, so probably going to see that Timbersaw either in the mid lane or the off lane. They have been switching the players around quite a lot recently, so I'm not really going to guess who's going to be playing what. Usually it used to be Jay playing the mid hero, but he's been playing support sometimes and mid sometimes, so God knows what they're going to be doing in this game. But I'm assuming probably going to see a Timbersaw in the off lane, maybe with another hero to give him a bit of support. Like I said, Crystal Maiden could be an option if she does want to roam around, or picking up the Weaver as well. So Weaver, he's been on and off, kind of hot and cold since the patch. I don't think he was touched at all, was he? His base attack time was nerfed very minorly, but on the whole, Weaver's a very strong hero. in the early game in a one-on-one situation, he can win his lane most of the time, I would say, just because he does have the Chikuchi doing damage as well as the Germinate attack, and he can get up a level or two in Swarm and harass quite effectively with the physical attack damage. But I mean, on the whole, he kind of usually needs a core item up before he can help out. So if he goes to Lincoln, sometimes we won't get that online until the 20-minute mark. So that's for the first 20 minutes, he really just needs to be farming. Mineski, of course, usually play a bit more aggressive than that. So we might be seeing a Weaver who picks up, the treads into drums, into a medallion, and just helps out with team fights a lot more if they don't have a fantastic start. But of course, if you can get their Lincolns up quickly, or the BKB, which is another common item choice in the Weaver, might see a little bit more of a farming Weaver. But with the Timber Sword pickup, combined with that, they do have a lot of damage and lockdown. Not lockdown, sorry, just looking at the background and thinking lockdown. They've got a lot of damage coming out, so the Timbersaw could really, get some nice pickoffs on the Earthshaker and run around the map, creating a lot of space for that Weaver to farm. And as we just noticed, Batrider picked up by Team Impervious, so like I said, I'm expecting it to go into the offlane. But of course, we might be seeing SteelseriesSeaCup on the mid lane picking on that Batrider, or they could swap the lanes around again, because these people are never consistent in what they do, making it so hard for me to guess what they're going to go. But next, Burnouts. At the moment, Mineski have kind of got their carry with the Weaver. He could be playing the 1 position, he could be playing the 2 and heading off into the off lane. Team Impervious have got most likely a mid or an off lane hero and 1 support, so probably going to see some burnouts of, I would say, the strong supports being come out from Impervious, like the Visage, maybe Crystal Maiden burnout. She is quite happy to lane with a Weaver or a Timbersaw, and that aura helps them out a lot in the mid game, in the early game, just giving them the extra mana regeneration. Plus, she's able to roam really, really effectively. Maybe even going to see a banner Disruptor, who's been increasing popularity, or the Rubik. Rubik is a very nice support, and Enchantress now being banned out. Team Impervious do have a fondness for taking those jungle heroes. So Chen was banned out in the first banning phase, and now Enchantress is gone. So Team Impervious maybe going to have to think about what other support they want. But Mineski do have the next pick, so they're going to have to make sure they leave at least one other viable support in the pool for their lineup to make sure that they get it, so they have to think about that ban carefully. But like I said, Crystal Maiden would be a nice ban out. Timbersaw and Weaver are both mana dependent heroes, and that Crystal Maiden with the aura will help out quite a lot. Or even something like the Rubik, like I said, or Disruptor. I mean, there's a lot of heroes left, but it kind of depends on what Mineski want to do. But they're going to ban out the Abaddon, so that's actually a very good ban there, because Abaddon does counter the Batrider quite well. That shield will cancel out the Batrider's Flaming Lasso. So I do agree with that ban out. I kind of forgot about him. He's usually banned out in the first banning phase, so just kind of ignored a lot of the time. But since they did go for that last pick on the Batrider, I can understand the LOA ban out. Just not going to let them counter him at all. And Crystal Maiden pick up from Mineski, so like I said, very strong roaming support, able to create a lot of space and pressure on the jungle if Batrider rotates into the jungle, as well as getting some ganks on the mid lane, and that aura is going to be helping out Timbersaw and Weaver to spam quite a lot, so very happy pick with that one.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And Team Impervious, like I said, they need a support, they need their carry, maybe going to see the Luna pick up. Ninja Boogie, when he's playing carry, assuming they don't swap the lanes around again, when he does play carry, normally he plays a carry that comes online early, something like the Lifestealer, the Alchemist, the Luna, the Priestess of the Moon. They really like to have that early game aggression coming out from Ninja Boogie, and he's normally the kind of player who will just dive the tower for kills, just going head on as often as he can, and just trying to win the game early, which is normally this. I mean, both teams usually have that really early game aggression, and they go for hero picks. They're not really like a Phantom Lancer or an Anti-Mage too often. Sometimes, of course, we do see it picked up, but on the whole, they'll go for just 5 heroes that are aggressive in the early game and just dive in, try and get pickoffs, try and get team fights. And I'm expecting we're probably going to see at least 10 kills by the 15-minute mark, if not more. And a lot of towers coming down too. I mean, usually it'll be a lot of aggressive fighting, heroes grouping up together, going for smoke ganks and taking down towers. And of course, with the Batrider pick up on the Alchemist for Team Impervious, they might want to play a little bit passively, maybe until the 15-minute mark, once Batrider's got his blink up, his treads, and halfway to a 4 stuff. And Alchemist is probably going to want to get up into that armlet, which has been a really popular item build for Alchemist since the buff on his oh, well, the change to his ultimate, I wouldn't say it's a buff,
Windrunner
but
at your service.
his ultimate now regenerating health.
Radiant
The
team
armlet is a really strong pickup on him because it means he gets extra damage and he can just out-regenerate it when his ultimate's on. Or the Shadow Blade just to help out with ganking, so maybe Team Impervious will play a little bit more passively, at least until they get the core items up, but depending on the next two pickups with that Earthshaker, he can get quite a lot of ganks off, and if the Batrider is in a solo versus solo or a solo versus dual lane, if he can actually stay in lane and isn't forced out by tri-lanes, which I'm not expecting from Mineski, normally they don't run tri-lanes since the patch, Batrider should be able to get a couple of pick-offs. And we are going to pick up the Queen of Pain, so probably, I would say, going to see Queen of Pain being played by SteelseriesSeaCup in the mid lane, and Ninja Boogie taking up that Alchemist to farm the bot lane. The last support, probably going to be a roaming hero and go with the Earthshaker, a little bit of lockdown, and some team fights, something to combo well with that Queen of Pain.
10
so,
seconds remaining.
I mean, Disruptor, like I said, is a
5
possibility.
seconds remaining.
Maybe even
Reserve
what did I
time.
go for? Vengeful Spirit, possibly,
Radiant team
for that swap
ban.
and stun. She's got some, her annoying skills when you're versing that Weaver to be able to lock him down. Bane's been banned out, so not going to have him. He's good for lockdown as well, I suppose. Usually you just see him in counter picking to
10 seconds remaining.
the name of that hero that I forget, the Lifestealer.
5 seconds
But,
remaining.
he's a viable pickup, just as a support, just to give some more lockdown in team fights. But Mineski,
Reserve time.
Windrunner could be run as a support, or she could be the offlane hero, so depending on what they want to do with her. But I would say they need a little bit more AoE, quite honestly, in team fights, because at the moment all they've really got is a Timbersaw and maybe the Crystal Maiden with a Freezing Field. I think maybe a Tidehunter could fit in perfectly into their lineup if they did run kind of a 2-1-2. With something like Weaver in the mid lane, but it might be the Windrunner running support, and they're going to pick up a mid laner at the moment, maybe the Puck. Puck could be really strong, I would say, at this point, to lane against that Queen of Pain in mid lane. If Windrunner was support, Windrunner bot lane with Timbersaw, for example, Crystal Maiden Weaver at the top lane, and pick up something like the Puck to go mid. Puck has not been banned out, so I could see that sort of a lineup coming up from Mineski, and if Jay is playing the mid lane, normally he likes heroes that are very snowbally, very, very aggressive, able to just get kills and snowball forward, but they're going to go for the OD, so similar, we did say Jay. Yesterday Jay was playing the OD and he went on a feeding spree. No offense to Jay, but like I was saying, he normally plays very aggressive and dives forward, and unfortunately with the OD you kind of need a lot of items up before you can really just go 1v5 like he's commonly playing to do. So I guess we're going to have to see what he does today. And when versing that Queen of Pain mid, he should have a decent time. She is an intelligence hero, meaning every time he uses the what is it called? Disruption, Astral Imprisonment on her, she's going to be losing her attack damage. So last hitting wise, he should have a decent time. But of course, they have got 3 decent solo heroes coming out from Impervious at the moment with the Batrider, the Alchemist, and the Queen of Pain. So that does give room for the Earthshaker plus whatever last support they pick up to just roam around the map and harass his OD. And they're going to go for that Rubik. So very standard, strong support in that one. And I think we are going to see a fair amount of roaming from both teams, quite honestly. I mean, OD, Weaver, Timbersaw, all capable solos, and same with the Alchemist, Batrider, and Queen of Pain. They all want levels, they all want to farm up. Okay. And now everyone's DC'd, so what the hell's going on? Oh, they're changing players, okay. Well, I wasn't paying attention. Doop, 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 doop. I reckon Sheree's just disappeared now. Okay, they've swapped around for Juventus. Alrighty, hello, welcome back. So here we go for this lovely game. Alrighty, so we've got a stand-in for Team Impervious. I'm assuming they're going to be playing the mid-roll. It's kind of hard to tell, but I guess we're going to be seeing once they all jump into the game now. So what are we seeing? On the side of Impervious, I'll just go through the players quickly. We have got Ninja Boogie on the Alchemist. Elsmurf is going to be playing that Rubik. You owe me $5 for Change Nick, aka Rave Blue, is going to be playing that Bat Rider in the offlane. Juventus, this stand-in, is going to be playing the Queen of Pain, and Kyo is going to be on that Earthshaker. On the side of Mineski, we've got Jay playing the Crystal Maiden support, / Owa is going to be playing the Windrunner support, Joven is going to be on that Weaver, Jesse Vash on the Timbersaw, and Jules is actually going to be playing that OD. So they're doing a lot of swapping around, but it looks like, I mean, I could be wrong, so please don't go crazy at me if I am. I thought Jules normally played the Farmer. I would have thought he would be on the Weaver. But I guess that since I did take Jules in, Jay has been moved to support. And I mean, it's been switching around a lot. I mean, honestly, I really like Jay as a mid-hero. I really do. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. He plays very, very aggressive, and it's a lot of fun to see him play. But, I mean, ultimately, I guess they have to switch the team around since Jules came in. I'm assuming Jules came in recently. I'm pretty sure he did. But they all keep changing names, so it's confusing me. But I know Josh is Ola, but I'm probably going to call him Josh during this game, just so you guys don't get confused. But yeah, looking at the lines, we're going to be having... looks like a passive dual lane. Ah, that's where I saw them play. I was thinking, I remember last time I saw them play and I was like, I remember they like drew even or something, or they won one, and then I don't know, but it was a SteelsSeries Code A, so that'll be why I can't remember, because it's not on Dat Dota. But yes, so going to be having Rave Plume most likely just hanging out in the jungle here, Queen of Pain in the mid lane, and this passive tri-lane coming out, and it looks like we are going to be seeing the dual lanes like we were predicting with the Windrunner and Jesse Vash on that Timbersaw in the off lane.
30 seconds to battle.
And maybe even Jay just kind of rotating around. I think Jay's going to be spending a lot more time just rotating to the mid lane, trying to give it a best advantage as possible to the OD in mid lane. They want to get Jules to get nice and fat, get his farm up, and he's going for a bottle rush. It looks like most likely he's picked up just 2 DG branches and been shared 1 tango, so I guess he feels like he's not going to get too much harassment. And with this aggressive tri-lane coming out from Mineski, they should be able to shut down Ninja Boogie on that Alchemist quite effectively. I mean, on the whole, a lot of harassment is going to be coming out from Jesse Vash. He's going to be using that Whirling Death to force them back. And of course, Jay's going to probably get up level of Frostbite or the Crystal Nova first to do a bit more harassment. And Josh, if he can get some nice shackles off, we might even see a death on Ninja Boogie. Before he hits level 6, he doesn't have much regeneration. And we can see already, de-warding those wards. 350 gold to Josh, and Jay is just going to physically block the camp there. Kyo is just going to be kind of running around mid lane, wanting to get a block off, but of course before level 3 or 4 it's quite hard for a Queen of Pain to get any kind of a kill. And actually Ninja Boogie charging up his stun. They want to go into Jay. They do actually see Jay there in the bushes. Jay going to get lifted up, stunned by Ninja Boogie, thrown into the tower, and this is maybe going to be First Blood going the way, yep, First Blood going the way of Ninja Boogie. Impervious scoring that First Blood, and Crystal Maiden not too happy about that, instantly buys some smoke and maybe going to come back down to this bot lane for a little bit of revenge. And actually immediately Ninja Boogie charges up the stun yet again. Josh wanting to juke out into the trees, and Ninja Boogie will just be stunning himself, blocked into the trees by Kyo, but in comes Jesse Vash. Nice shackle going to be hit into the tower, but he's got no wind run since he did go for the shackle first, so another kill going the way of Impervious. He does buy a TP scroll before he dies, but Kyo getting that last hit, so that's going to be his boots in the not too distant future. And Jay now just harassing. Actually on top lane we saw Weaver get a kill onto that Bat Rider, getting very, very low, but that pick up of the magic stick will have saved his life down there. I wasn't expecting that, honestly, but of course Weaver can do decently against Batrider with that super mobile move speed, 522. Doesn't matter how many stacks of napalm he has on him, he can just run away ultimately. So a lot of exchanges going across the map, but I mean now Joven does have to watch out. If he gets too far forward, of course that Batrider can score a kill on him. He doesn't have a pot with him, he doesn't have Tranquil Boots, he's only really got the tangos to regenerate up. And Kira will be finding an illusion rune in bot lane. Jules does have up his bottle. Juventus not quite there yet, of course. He's only got 48 damage at the moment, plus 3, so around about 50 damage compared to the 80 on the OD. He's just spamming out that Astral Imprisonment. So at the moment, he's not going to be doing too good on that lane. And Jay now popping a smoke, maybe going to go top lane and give a bit of hand to Batrider. He's getting, sorry, to Joven. He's getting very, very low, and actually has to watch out because if he goes forward, he might drop off. And it looks like he will be coming up top lane. They do see Wraith Blue potting up. Wraith Blue has no idea, but he could actually turn this around. Firefly's going to be back up, and he is spotting out Jay, so he knows that there's a bit of a ganky winky coming his way, and he's just going to be considering going forward, considering backing off. He's got his bottle as soon as he can use the courier, which is currently hitting mid lane to Juventus. But I mean, ultimately, these lanes probably... Ooh, actually, Jesse Vash might get initiated on. We do see a pause coming out. Ninja Boogie charging up his stun. Kyo trying to get in line to get a fissure block. Oh, Weaver. Josh now trapped, and he's just going to get blasted in the face. Nice block, fissure block there by Kyo. Going to be catching Josh out of position. I think this dual lane and bot lane really not going the way that Mineski wanted it to. They're losing it quite significantly at the moment. This is giving Ninja Boogie, I mean, he's got no farm really in terms of CS, but in terms of last hits, but his kills are doing quite well, and he is topping the gold graph at the moment. He doesn't need that Grievous Greed when he's just farming on heroes. And I think Windrunner maybe at this point is considering rotating back out. Fair enough. Considering maybe rotating back out and helping out the mid lane, I would think. At the moment, bot lane she can't do very much. She's quite underleveled considering the levels on the Rubik on Ninja Boogie, who's almost level 4, and Timbersaw is probably going to be better at this point to just solo. If he can get up a Timber Chain, he at least might be able to escape. But I mean, on the whole, it's going to be quite hard, and that's very weird. Why did his gold just... Okay, Weaver's topping the chart. Sorry. In mid lane, Jules is taking a fair amount of harassment. With that bottle now on Juventus, he can harass quite effectively. But now he's completely out of mana, down to 247 mana pool. But of course, he can just bottle up before those procs come off, and he will be near full mana. And now he's back up to 228 already because his intelligence is quite low. So when the intelligence still wears off and he's got full mana, it doesn't mean that his mana is going to jump up comparatively. And now in bot lane, Jesse Vash getting forced out of lane. He's got 1 level in the Timber Chain, so if he can go forward, he can maybe Timber Chain out, but it looks like now they're going to be just giving Joven as much free fire as possible. Jay just hanging out in the bushes here. He can't be seen. He's doing some nice juking around, in fact, and Wraith Blue has no idea no, he does know where he is now. He's spotted him out, trying to get a bit of harassment on him. He has got the Crystal Nova and the Frostbite. He's going to be casting... Neither. Nope, he's not going to cast it. But Juventus is actually rotating up. Level 5, double damage rune in his pocket. Jay is going to be the target of choice. He is going to spot Juventus out. Juventus just straight away popping the double damage. He's going to get frostbitten, but he's got nowhere to go. Jay dropping down very, very quickly to 1 stack of the Sticky Napalm and the Flame Break, and there's nothing Joven can do.
Denied.
And now Joven looks like he's going for that Russian Lincolns on bot lane. Actually, I was seeing Ninja Boogie getting very, very low. Jesse Bash going to be getting the last hit. Crystal Maiden did drop in exchange. Now Josh is going man moding against Elsmith. He's going to have his nuke back up. That Fade Bolt in 1 more second. Not able to cast it though. Jesse Bash is just going to pop a pot and healing back up. And a nice exchange down on the bot lane. I mean, it's 5-2 at the moment. And actually in mid lane, Kyo getting very, very close. They are using the courier to scout him out, so Kyo is spotted. He's going to get Astral imprisoned, and they don't even care. They're just, nobody's coming. Oh no, Elsmurf is coming. They want to maybe trap this guy back up on the cliff. Are they going to be able to do it? No, they're not going to be able to do it now. Elsmurf had better watch out. There's rotation coming in from Alchemist. He's going to get trapped, and Alchemist charging up the stun. He drops down the ultimate. One more hit, double kill on Jules, but in comes Ninja Boogie throwing down the stun. Acid Spray. Acid Spray level 1 not doing enough damage. The Frostbite, he's going to pop his one, getting away in 39 health, and that is going to be a free... Jules, don't get back in. That's going to be a free double kill for Jules, taking down the 2 supports, and now score 5-4. Odie must be very happy. His net worth just below that Weaver, and Alchemist falling behind a little bit. He does need to spend a bit more time farming instead of trying to help out, or he's going to fall behind. 2-1-2, but only 9-1. Looking at the CS, he's... yeah, not very good. And Batrider on top lane, he's actually been shut down considerably. I mean, he did score that 1 kill on the Crystal Maiden, I think, earlier, but on the whole, not able to do too much in this top lane.
Invisibility.
We are going to see Josh just wanting to go onto Alchemist, not able to get the line of sight, and he's just going to be backing out. Invisibility Rune picked up by Kyo. He's going to be wrapping around. I think they want to take down Jay yet again. They are pinging Jay out. Poor Jay at the moment. Really not very happy with these last hits. Last hits are with these kills, and Kyo now standing invisible. Oh, he's going to go for the fission. Not going to hit though, but Jules is taking way too much damage. Even Jay getting hit with that Sonic Wave. 2-man Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain, and 2 kills down. Going the way of Impervious. Score now 7-4. A lot of aggression coming out. Of course, on the top lane, Joven is doing decently on the farm. He's picked up a Ring of Aquila, he's picked up the Ring of Health and the Belt of Giant Strength, as well as some wards just to chuck those down. But of course, the supports are rotating in. If he does drop the ward down here, he will spot them out, but it looks like he's crawling slowly but steadily to playing a ward down in the mid lane, so they have vision of that top rune. At the moment, they don't have any vision of runes, as you can see, so they don't know, if someone does grab that invisibility rune, and he's going to pop the ward down there, but it is straight in view. They know there's a ward there. They checked his inventory and saw he's down 1 ward, so probably going to be dewarded straight away. And on top lane, Joven just wanted to go quite aggressive because he has to watch out, because there is a level 7. Oh my god, he's going in. Sorry, level 6. He doesn't have enough for the ultimate. He's going to be popping. No, in comes Ninja Boogie with the stun, going way too aggressively. Might be able to pop his ultimate. He will be able to pop the ultimate. Running back in. No, he's going to be backing out. But on mid lane, actually, another engagement going off. Queen of Pain scoring that last hit on Josh. Not too much Jules can do, or Jay, who's 0-4 at the moment. And now Weaver trying to rotate out. He's maybe going to get caught out by Elsmurf. Elsmurf coming around. He does have a sentry up, but way too much speed. That Weaver is speedy McSpeederface. But in return, just going to de-ward that ward planted. Joven is actually going in, but Ninja Boogie's got that stun. He's charging it up. They're trying to throw him up on the hill, and they will actually make it. Joven now stuck up on the hill, nowhere to go. He hasn't even got a TP scroll, so it looks like he denies the ward though. So he's got that going for him, but he's got nothing to do. Elsmurf just going to be able to attack him down, or to attack to death. He's Shakuchi in, but of course they've got that sentry right there. He's buying his boots out. Ninja Boogie charging up the stun, and that's going to be the death of Joven. But meanwhile, on bot lane, we did actually see a death of Earthshaker from Jesse Vash, who has got his mana boots up, got the magic stick, and he's going to be running away. But Batrider, I can't select him. Batrider, 500-ish gold in the bank, as well as boots and bottles. So maybe going to see a... oh my god, Jules in mid lane, going very aggressively. Maybe going to see, I would say, maybe a 15-minute blink coming out, depending on towers and kills.
Dire's top tower
It
is
looks like
under
Jules will be
attack.
going for that first pickup item of the mech, which is going to be a strong item choice, honestly. At the moment, there's a lot of early game damage coming out from Impervious, and I would say that a fast mech is going to help the team out a lot more than something like a 4-star. Speaking of Mineski, they are actually smoked up, wanting to go on mid lane. Juventus going to get trapped out. In comes Jay. He needs to get that frostbite out. Is he going to make it? No, but nice stun coming out from Kyo. Going to be catching on the side. Jade is going to drop down yet again. Alchemist, Ninja Boogie rotating in, getting the stun out from Jesse Vash. Jesse Vash wanting to run away, but stunned yet again. Actually going to run straight into Juventus, who pops out the Sonic Wave. Score a kill for a kill. Elsmurf getting the last hit on Jesse Vash. Scores 11-6 at 10 minutes into the game. Queen of Pain dropping down is really not so good, but of course she did get that last hit there. Killing spree for 300 and... no, sorry, she didn't get the last hit there. No, she just got some farm up somehow. 1.7k gold in the bank, so she can pick her treads up. I would assume she's going for an Orchid or a BKB first. An Orchid would help out quite a lot, just getting a silence on, you know, the Weaver, getting a silence onto the winner and the Crystal Main. Pretty much all of them actually would be dropping the silence. And speaking on top lane, there's more aggression coming out. Joven going to be the target of choice. Shackle coming out onto Juventus. Joven, they're just going to drop down. Earthshaker throwing out the Echo Slam. Now Josh on the run. Queen of Pain chasing him down. He's going to be able to get... No, he misses the Scream of Pain. Josh now says, I've got a lucky chance. I'm going to run. Gets a Shackle shot. It will hook on. He's got 8 charges left in his wand. Stun coming out, but nope, he's going to be dropping down. Just suiciding. No, he can't suicide. He's just going to die now. Trying to get out of range with the experience though, and he will just die now. Queen of Pain actually did blink back into the range, just that Shadow Strike doing the damage over time. But on bot lane, Batrider, target of choice, 1.3k gold in the bank, and he's going to be just dropping down to the amount of nukes coming out. The Timber Chain followed up by Whirling Death, and that's one dead little guy. But Joven now wanting to go man mode onto 3. There's 3 there, they're doing a lot of damage. They do top the smoke. And Joven now on the run, Queen of Pain wanting to get that Scream of Pain off. She does have it up and he ran straight back into the range of the Sentry, and Juventus using that Scream of Pain to get the last hit. Score 14-8 at the moment. If we look at the goal graph, it's just going back and forth. It was in favour of Impervious, but of course that pickup on the Batrider helped quite a lot, as well as that one on the Earthshaker. Dropping back down to about 1,000. Gold-wise, experience, sorry, it's about 3,000 in favour of Impervious. Those kills really helping out with the gold. And Ninja Boogie getting his farm up now, 313 with 31 CS. His net worth is just below the 3 cores on the side of Mineski, but of course as soon as he gets up a level in that Grievel's Greed, he will be able to stack and farm quite efficiently. Batrider going for that blink, he should have it up, like I said, around about the 15-minute mark would be my guess. And the two more heroes rotating into the bot lane. We do see Queen of Pain coming in, who's got her treads, 2.1k gold in the bank. Maybe she's going for a Hex Rush? And Elsmurf as well, and a rotation coming in from Earthshaker. Jesse Vash just going to Timber Chain away. Jay, though, sacrificing himself for the team. Sonic Wave going off, going to catch up to 2. Jesse Vash now getting Flaming Lassoed, pulled back into 4. He's in a lot of trouble. Chakram has been stolen, he's got nowhere to go. He just stands there and accepts his fate. But meanwhile, of course, on top lane, Joven is farming. Ninja Boogie is farming in mid lane as well. He's got up 1 level in Griever's Greed, now going for that Shadow Blade Rush, so he wants to help out early into the game. Jules almost got up that mech. He just needs the recipe, which he's going to have in 100 gold. So after this creep wave, he should have it, and that'll help out in teamfights quite a lot. I think we're going to see a little bit more grouping up from Mineski. But of course, they are kind of lacking in... Well, they're being outkilled now, farm. And actually, Jay, what are you doing, buddy? Gonna get noticed out by Elsmurf. Elsmurf, however, decides to use the Fade Bolt. No lift coming out. Kyo gonna be getting frostbitten but stunned, even just laying down the Echo Slam to get that last hit on Jay. Jay really not a happy guy. Kyo now actually going to be falling for his sins, throwing out the Timber Chain to get in range. Chakram and Whirling Death, and that is one dead little Earthshaker who is getting closer, but not quite there to his Blink Dagger. But speaking of Blink Daggers, at the exact same time as Earthshaker dies, Batrider picks his up, as well as the mech on the OD, and Jay, while he's not doing so hot, 0 to 7, he is doing his best to get around the map. Josh to 0 to 4 as well. Joven 2 to 3, and man, the kills really are going in the favour of Impervious, 17 to 9. But Mineski's still in this. Like I said, they've got up that mech, actually mid lane. Jules wanting to get enough mana to pop the mech. He's kind of baiting out. Oh, nice dodge there. Gonna get the trap off as well. In comes Jay. Rotation coming in. 2 from Josh. Frostbite completely out of mana on Juventus. Maybe he's overextended just a little bit. He does pop his magic wand. Able to blink to the side here. They were not ready for that power shot. Gonna be missing. Jay trying to get vision of him. He's got Frostbite up, but he's not gonna see him. He's gonna see him. No mana on Jules to cast that Astral Imprisonment. He's just not lucky. Not getting him from the Astral Imprisonments. So I thought that was a sure kill on Juventus, but no, he did manage to escape. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Kyo trying to get that Blink Dagger up. If he get that before maybe the 17-minute mark, it would help out a lot in team fights. Because like I said, I think Mineski going to be grouping up, and we do see them all going mid. Timbersaw almost got up. His Bloodstone actually is about 1.5k gold. And is Elsmurf going for the Midas build? I don't know. Oh, sorry, on top lane, Joven did actually get peeked out. He's almost got up the Shadow Blade on Ninja Boogie, and that would be quite helpful. Midas is now picked up onto Elsmurf on that Rubik, so he's following his Chinese brethren. And oh no, Jay, buddy, gonna get the Frostbite. Crystal Nova following up. Crystal Nova was actually stolen, but in comes Jesse Vash. He's just trying to TP out, gonna get a lift off, but oh, it's not gonna be enough. Jay trying to auto attack him to death, but no, going down to that Whirling Death from Jesse Vash on the Timbersaw. But meanwhile, top tower going down to Juventus. Looks like Juventus will be going for that Hex Rush. They want a little bit more lockdown, able to take down, well, any of these series really. I mean, a Hex is a nicer version, I would say. A more expensive but nicer version. Oh, actually on bot lane, no time for discussion. Another fight going off. Ninja Boogie going to be turning around, getting a beautiful stun onto Jay, dropping down very quickly. Jesse Vash now trying to get away, but he is going to get stunned out by the fissure. Kyo has got the ultimate up in 2 seconds. He's trying to dodge out where he is, but he's going to get dropped down. No, he did actually cast the Echo Slam, but not enough damage. Too much regeneration coming out from that level 2 reactive armor. Score 19 to 11.
Radiant's middle tower
Gold is around about 2,000 experience, around about 7,000 in favor of Impervious at the moment. And in mid lane, Batrider going to be going in for that Blink Lasso. Lasso is up in 3 seconds. Queen of Pain is in position. Jules now better back out. He's going to get caught out of position. Lassoed in. Frostbite coming out onto change Nick. Ray Flu. Jules going to be popping that mech. So much health on him. Turning around, they decide to actually go for it. Taking down Ray Flu, and now Jules wanting to man mode, but he is going to get that double kill. Jules on 30 health is going to be able to bottle up and get away. And a beautiful double kill. Counter initiation coming out from Jay, taking down those two bullies of the Batrider and the Queen of Pain. Really, really nicely played by Mineski there. An unfortunate gank for the Batrider. He just got that blink dagger up. He really wanted to get... Oh, that's good to know. Oh man, actually Jay now getting initiated on. Beautiful shackle actually coming out from Josh, going to be landing on 2. Earthshaker just blinks away, but Elsmith going to be suffering. Meanwhile, Elsmith actually takes down the Crystal Maiden in exchange. Josh on the run, not very high health, but Blink from Kira has been revealed now. Joven almost got up his Lincoln Sphere. Okay, need a breath for a minute. But speaking of Lincoln Sphere, if he doesn't have that up before Batrider just comes onto him, Batrider really likes the smell of bug in the morning, I would say. He wants to catch Joven. And Bloodstone picked on the Timbersaw as well, so they're getting the core items up. I mean, both teams, they're just going so aggressive. They want to get as many kills as possible. And harassing each other very, very aggressively. And I think towers are just going to be falling. Oh god, on bot lane, Joven died. Batrider blinked in Lasso. Basically, they want to kill stuff. That's the plan. Get more farm onto Ninja Boogie, get more farm onto Joven. Once Joven does get up that Lincoln Sphere, he should have a little more survivability. And actually, we are going to see Mineski grouping up on bot lane with that Bloodstone on Timbersaw. He can play quite aggressively, just throwing out the chakram for extra harassment. And Force Staff now up on Jules, but Queen of Pain, how's her Hex going? About 2k to the Hex. So not too far away. Once she does get the Hex up, I mean, both teams are kind of just waiting for the core items to come up before they start playing a lot more aggressive. Gold and Experience is both just... It's been in favour of Impervious for most of the game, but it's kind of dipping back and forth. And Elsmith, though, with this Midas up, smoked up with the rest of his team, they want to get a gank. Batrider Flaming Lasso is going to be up in 10 seconds. Who are they hunting? Joven is probably going to be the target of choice. He is heading into the mid lane. He is going to be spotted out, but can they get in range to catch him out of position? Meanwhile, on bot lane, Jay on the Crystal Maiden. Just melting. And Joven looks like he is going to be fresh made to Kyo. He's going to be blinking in Echo Slam, followed up by Queen of Pain, Scream of Pain. And that is one dead Weaver. That Lincoln's been delayed even more. He just feels like he can't get anywhere to farm, and Josh actually might be in trouble because Rayplu wanting to go in, gonna get the blink, Flaming Lasso, he's pulling him out, no force stuff up, but it doesn't matter because there's 4 heroes there, and that is gonna be the death of 3 for the side of Mineski. Crystal Maiden and Weaver as well as Windrunner caught in the mid lane. No exchanges coming out. Jules is of course farming that top lane, but he's not going to be finding any towers. And Timbersaw, where's Timbersaw been? He's just kind of running around in the jungle, not finding any kills either, so no exchanges going in the favour of Mineski for that. It was pure domination by Impervious. Ninja Boogie getting more and more fat. He's almost got that BKB up, and oh man, Rubik's just dead. I mean, Timbersaw just drops him down way too quickly. The Chakram followed up by Whirling Death. Timber's Chain, it's enough to kill that little squishy support, especially since he went for a Midas. I mean, I'm not sure how this Midas is going to work out on a Rubik. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It looks like maybe he's going for a Force Staff or an Arcanum Scepter, or maybe even a Necronomicon. That is definitely not unheard of recently. if you did go for that Necronomicon, it would give a little bit more pushing power to Impervious, because at the moment all they've really got, oh man, actually more fights coming out. Jay maybe going to get caught out of position by Ninja Boogie. He's running back up. They do have a sentry drop down, so he's going to be throwing out the Crystal Nova. Shackle Shot not going to be latching on. Jay getting very, very low, but in comes Jules. Mech popped, and now 4 surrounding around the Alchemist. He's on the run. He's got no mana left. Frostbite going to be coming out, and that's going to be the dominating streak taken by Josh for 576 gold. That buff on taking streaks is just doing magic for Mineski, wanting to catch up. But of course Impervious have got a decent lead at the moment, as long as Ninja Boogie doesn't die anymore, which he probably won't next time. He's got his BKB up, and Hex now up on the Queen of Pain. 20-ish minutes into the game. She's going to be able to initiate with that like a boss. Still no Lincoln's up on Joven, so he's I wouldn't say he's falling behind, but he has died a lot of times. 2-6 is his score at the moment, and that's really delaying his items. Jesse Vash going to have to be doing the damage at this team at the moment. And actually, gratefully getting caught a little bit out of position. Huge Echo Slam flying out. Jules is going to be dropping down to Elsmurf. On the sideline here, Jay throwing out his ultimate. Elsmurf going to be dying to Joven, but hexed out. Queen of Pain now on the run. She gets way too low from the nukes coming out. Joven just going to be able to run around, and that's a 3-for-2 exchange, losing. Oh no, actually, it was going to be 3-for-4. Keo caught in the sidelines here after laying down the low with the Echo Slam, but Alchemist has come back in. He's going to be shackled immediately, throwing the stun out onto Josh. Josh now nowhere to go. In comes Queen of Pain, misses the Scream of Pain though, so Josh might be able to get away. In comes the Alchemist though, one hit bash, well not bash, hitting him quite hard, and that's 2 down, and Juventus is going to drop the Timber, so it comes back in. 14 charges now on that Bloodstone. Huge mana regen. And wow, okay, just people killing each other everywhere, and Joven of course is pretty happy at the moment. He has finally gotten up enough farm for his Lincolns, getting I think 2 kills in the last fight. He was 2-6 and now he's 4-6. But a really nice Echo Slam from Keo, taking down Jules, and Jules, you don't want to let an OD get too fat. I mean, Jules hasn't picked up any new items recently. He got the 4 stuff around about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so keeping him low as possible. But now with this Lincolns up on the Weaver, they're going to have to be careful, because they want to use some kind of dedicated stun to break that Lincolns. And of course what Weaver might decide to do is pop the Lincolns onto someone like the OD, send OD forward, and then, you know, wait until the duration of the Lincolns is just about to wear out. But actually, speaking of OD, he does 4-stuff himself out. They have that nice sentry here, along with the ward, just scouting out Ninja Boogie, so they knew he was coming, and now actually Jesse Vash wants to go onto Ninja Boogie, but Ninja Boogie just going to be backing out. Really trying to scout him up. He's got so much mana regeneration, he doesn't even care. And now it looks like Bar J, who's farming up in the jungle, 1-11 at the moment, they will be doing a 4-man push on. No, actually, no, they're going to be rotating out. Earthshaker now picks up a gem, so he probably wants to maybe get a kill. Joven going to be spotted about the Queen of Pain in mid lane, but Queen of Pain's just going to run away. She can't quite fight the Weaver at this point. She needs maybe the Sonic Wave up, which is going to be up in 6 seconds, so we could see a bit of initiation. They are going to be smoking up on Keo. Keo wanting to get that Blink Dagger and blink in onto Joven. Is Joven going to get caught out now? Looks like he will be. Huge Echo Slam coming out. They're going to pop that Lincoln. Sonic Wave, stun coming out, the fissure, and that is the death of Joven. The KDA, it's such a kill-heavy game. 28-20 at 23 minutes into the game. This is over 2 kills a minute. A little bit of insanity. And actually on bot lane, Ninja Boogie now getting a little bit of trouble. Jesse Vash just coming in, doing some harassment. He's actually gone for the Hooded Defiance, so looks like the Pipe is going to be the next pickup for him. With that Pipe, they will have a little bit more ability to push high ground, especially because the Weaver is not doing so hot on farm. He's probably the best high ground ability, I would say, coming out for the side of Mineski. But of course Impervious, like I was saying, Ninja Boogie is getting fatter and fatter. 2.1k gold in the bank, probably going to be going for that AC, so they have the ability to push towers as well. 4 stuff now picked up onto this little Rubik support with his Midas. And actually, in the jungle, they're going to be catching out Jules, 4 stuffing into the team fight. Scream of Pain, just nukes everywhere, fissure, flame break, sorry, and he's going to drop down, but Elsmurf going to be the target of choice. Jay going to catch him out. He does pop the Lincoln's gem, is dropped on the ground, going to be picked up though by the Bat Rider. Really nice blink out. He drops his bottle, blinks out immediately, but Shackle Shot landing on to the Bat Rider. Hex going out onto Jesse Vash, but it doesn't matter. Gem still dropped on the ground, and now Juventus is getting nuked down way too quickly. The Whirling Death, the Crystal Maiden using the Freezing Field and the Frostbite and all of those things, and that gem they just newly picked up, going the way of Mineski, taking on that Windrunner, and that is hugely negative for them since they do have this Alchemist with the Shadow Blade, and he's going to be forced to use that BKB defensively now to TP out instead of being able to use it aggressively to initiate team fights.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Double damage!
And now in bot lane, actually, speaking Ninja Boogie, Jersey Vash coming in. He's popping that BKB to get the last hit on the tower. Is it going to be denied? No, he does manage to get it out, but taking way too much damage. He just can't deal with them. And they're trying to throw out all the damage, but no, he's just going to get taken down. Double damage on Weaver is way too scary. And now it looks like they're going to rotate into the Roshan pit. They drop down a sentry. Joven with that DD just hitting it down so quickly, and I think Joven going to be going for that Desolator as the next item. He's picked up the Mithril Hammer as well as the recipe. Should have it up very, very soon.
Roshan has
OD taking that Aegis up, and defense attempting to come out from Impervious, but they just can't quit the... No, actually, they're going to be going in. Aegis on the OD, but they don't care. They're going anyway. Huge Echo Slam coming out, catching onto two. Force stuff out immediately. No, force stuff in to Jesse Vash. Elsmurf lifting him back out to the fight. Joven trying to do a lot of damage. Josh on the sideline, just getting stunned out. Doesn't do enough damage to take him down. It's just 2 for nothing at the moment. Joven picking off on the side. He's almost got the Desolator up, 300 more gold.
Haste!
And now Alchemist, he's going to be the changing factor. He's got up that max level Greevil's Greed, he's got his ultimate, he's got the Shadow Blade, got the BKB, he just needs that AC and some kind of damage item ultimately. He does need a Bash or a Abyssal Blade. I mean, even something like a Mjolnir, like I said, an Armlet I think would have been a really nice item choice for this game, but unfortunately he decided not to listen to me, not to go for that. He's almost got that AC up though. He just needs another 1,800 gold, which as an Alchemist you can farm up pretty quickly. But I mean, at the same time, the core items are coming up for the side of Mineski. There's 2 supports. Windrunner's got a 4-staff. Crystal Maiden, 2.2k gold in the bank, so she could buy a 4-staff if she wanted to. Queen of Pain going for the BKB, but she's probably not going to have that up until about the 30-minute-ish mark, I would assume. She still needs another 1.7-ish gold. 1.56 gold, whatever, 1 point-ish gold, and so she's trying to farm that up, but probably not going to get it in the future, too distant future. Anyway, I can believe that. I don't think Shadow Blade is the best item to go for an Alchemist. I think Armlet is going to be the new thing. Armlet just synergizes so well with him now. But Mineski, they've got that Aegis up. No, they don't. They lost the Aegis last fight, but doesn't matter. They've got their heroes and ready to push down. And with the Desolator on Joven, they can push the high ground quite easily, I would say. And Ward's just going to be spotted up by Joven. AC picked up on the Alchemist now. This game really could go either way at this point. I mean, like, even though at the moment it does seem like Mineski got the advantage, they're pulling the kills back to even. They've won the last team fights. You've got to remember that an Alchemist is one scary carry. He can flash farm tremendously, and I mean, he should theoretically be able to outfarm these 2 heroes, but the big problem is just...
top tower is under
Oh, Joven actually getting caught out. Echo Slam followed up by Sonic Wave. I mean, they're using a lot to take him down, but ultimately he did fall. And now Jesse Vash wanting to chase down Kyo, but not going to be finding it. And yeah, Impervious definitely not out of this at the moment. Beautiful pickup, and maybe Joven going to be reconsidering going alone. Blink Dagger also picked up on Jay. What it meant by 9 to 16 is 9 wins with 16 losses. Anyway, in mid lane, Batrider maybe going to be the target of choice. They are smoked up, ready to go for a kill, and at the moment I think that Mineski do want to get a pick off and then push the high ground if they can, or at least get the last tier 2 towers down, which is still all standing. But of course the battle plan for Impervious is going to be very, very similar. They want to get down these last tier 2 towers so that when they do win a team fight they can push the high ground quite effectively. And just planting some aggressive wards. Both teams want the extra vision. Earthshaker is going to be spotted out, but just blinks out of harm's way, and Windrunner with the 4-staff, Windrun is going to be okay, and same with Jay with that Blink Dagger. And a little bit of faster play coming out. Both teams are kind of on the verge of losing the advantage. I mean, both teams have got a really nice advantage and they could lose it at any point. Experience going the way of Mineski, but gold going the way of Impervious, and I mean that shows mostly because I would say of Ninja Boogie with that Alchemist. You really find it very hard to outfarm, and it looks like he will be going for a Basher, I would assume. Like I said, they do need a Basher just to kind of lock down Joven as much as possible. If they could get up a Abyssal Blade, that'd be very, very handy. Actually, Jay going in on the Bat Rider. He doesn't have Blink Dagger for 3 seconds. He's getting caught. Jay, though, going to be getting in range. He instantly tries to TP out, but in comes Josh with that Shackle Shot, latching onto the trees. Full staff up in 1 second. Is he going to be able to make it? He does on 1 health. Pops the wand, but in comes Jay, blinking back in, scoring that last hit. And Bat Rider, he wanted that rune, but he fell for it. And now they're looking at Kyo, but Kyo has, of course, blinked out of the way, so he's going to be okay. And Roshan back up in around about 5 minutes, so maybe both teams going to be eyeing that. Ninja Boogie, I think, is just going to put farm mode on. He wants to get towers down. He wants to get his gold up. He wants to be able to outfarm this Weaver, this OD, and this Timbersaw. But OD getting closer and closer to that Hex. Once he's got that up, he's just going to be eyeing Alchemist every single team fight, if not the Qual. Queen of Pain, still no BKB. She can afford it, but I think she's saving for buyout, because if she doesn't have buyout and she gets picked off, it's going to be a very bad fight. Actually, Ninja Boogie on the mid lane, going to be throwing out a stun onto Josh, force-staffing himself towards the enemy base, but at the same time, Elsmo, Shikuchi has been stolen. He's taking a lot of damage from Jesse Vash using that Willing Death, and they are just going to disengage and back off. But meanwhile, Juventus pushing the top tower down, maybe going to get that last, so that tier 2 top if they can, the first tier 2 of the game, in fact. But it looks like they might be forced back. No, he's going forward. He's got Kyo backing him up from the side. Kyo, of course, could just blink in and do an Echo Slam, and it looks like he might need to. In comes Joven. Sorry, Jules, getting the trap off onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain now trying to back away, but huge Echo Slam launching onto 3. Sonic Wave coming out. Shackle Shot hitting her Kyo, so we can't get that fissure off, and now turn around. Nobody taken down from the side of Mineski. Pipe as well as Mech Pop, and Earthshaker going to be dropping down. Queen of Pain now on the run. She's got so many chasing after her with the bugs on her. Are they going to get the hit? Not in range to get a Shackle Shot or a Freezing Frostbite, and she's going to be able to TP out, but beautiful turnaround from Mineski there. I thought that was a sure kill. 3-man Echo Slam, 3-man Sonic Wave, but just not enough damage at this point of the game. They need the physical DPS coming out from Ninja Boogie. And yet another win for Mineski. They defended the tower, and they didn't lose any heroes, and they got a kill. But of course, meanwhile, farm coming on to Ninja Boogie this whole time. He's got off that Basher if he chooses to buy it. Looks like he's going to go top lane and try and defend, just popping his ultimate. But Hex is now picked up onto that OD. Jules is going to be having a field day, just trying to hex someone down, and everything, all their cards at this point, I would say, are going on the going on to Ninja Boogie on that carry. He has picked the Basher, no buyout for him. And meanwhile on bot lane, Bat Rider getting picked off, 3 coming down there, just trapping him out of position, and that Hex going to score that kill. And now, actually, we're going to be seeing Juventus getting that Hex off onto Joven, but it's not enough. They're not going to be able to score a kill from that. Ninja Boogie just taking whatever farm he can. With that Basher, he kind of needs to get the buyout, because if he dies now, I think it would be GG. They will be able to push the tower, push into the base at this point into the game.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And a bot lane with that Desolator up on Joven. Joven? I don't know if it's Joven or
Radiant's
Joven.
bottom tower has fallen.
Joven. And it looks like they're just going to back out. Roshan is going to be up in about 2 minutes. They don't know the exact time. They just know it should be up within the next minute or so to 4 minutes. And yeah, Mineski just kind of playing it safe at the moment. Looking at the gold graph, still in favour of Impervious, but they have got the Alchemist who's just farming like a boss. Experience, so very much in favour of Mineski, and I think they're just going to play it safe, just camp around this Roshan pit, waiting for the Roshan to come up. We can see it will be up at that point, I think, if I'm reading the Roshan timer right. I did actually read the guide on understanding the Roshan timer, but it's very confusing. But Bat Rider now trying to get up his own BKB. Weaver has picked up a BKB, in fact. He's decided to go for a little bit more survivability over damage, and that will help out a lot in team fights. They really kind of need to pick up that Abyssal Blade onto the Alchemist, though he might decide that he needs a bit more teamfight power, maybe going for the, I don't know, something like an SNY or a Necronomicon possibly. I mean, just because the current metagame has been Necronomicon every hero. And actually now, Rayflu almost getting caught out. Crystal Maiden just chucking down that Frostbite, followed up by Freezing Field, but he will just TP out. And in mid lane though, oh, Ninja Boogie, watch out. Watch out. Nope, Josh not going to be going in, not going to get that shackle shot off. Ninja Boogie just farming in front of Joven. He's not too afraid of Joven, honestly. When he's got his ultimate up, he has got that 100 regeneration per second, which is huge. But Roshan almost up in 18 seconds, 15 seconds, 13. And this is going to be the Roshan, I think, that is going to win the Rax. Either team could get that Roshan and then go play quite aggressively. Actually on bot lane, oh, watch out. He's taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have the force stuff up, in fact. He's forced to Flaming Lasso onto Jesse Vash, then blinks away at the last second. Kyo comes in trying to get a stun out, but they were forced to do that. They would have died. But Joven now finding Josh, actually. Josh going to get stunned out, hit 3 times, and he's going to drop that. Gem is on the ground now. Turning around, going for Jesse Vash, dropping his TP scroll for the gem, but the pipe is popped. Weaver on the sideline takes down Kyo, and now Ninja Boogie doesn't know what to do. He does actually get the bash onto Joven, maybe able to get the last hit, but he does pop his ultimate. He has picked up the gem though, so he hexes out onto Joven. Joven now on the run, he's very, very low. In comes Elsmurf getting that last hit. Batrider, who came back into that fight, turns around, throws out the flame break, and we'll get the last hit. Jano in trouble. Hex though onto Juventus. Juventus gonna drop in one more hit, and he will go down now. Jay on the run, he's gonna get very, very low, but is he gonna drop? It's a question. Batrider's coming with the Firefly, will score that last hit, and Odie now. Odie, where did Odie go? Odie's in the middle of the fight. They did take down Queen of Pain and Shaker. Did someone else just die? No, Queen of Pain. Just got the message late, I guess. And what was that? A 2 for 3 trade at the end of the day? Any buyouts? No buyouts, so a 2 for 3 trade. Just going back and forth both ways, really. And, I mean, neither team can quite win a team fight. I mean, Joven getting picked out early was fantastic for Impervious. They really need to take out Joven as fast as possible. But now Jules is going to be finding that Roshan. Invisibility Ring picked up on Ninja Boogie, but he's not worried about the Roshan. He doesn't think they can defend it at this point in time. Of course, Mineski aren't all up yet, and it looks like the 2 supports just going to get some wards down. They really want some vision around this Roshan pit because they know, both teams know that Roshan is either up. I mean, Mineski knows it is up, but they know it is either up or will be up very, very soon, and this Roshan is going to be crucial. And Elsmurf just trying to do some dewarding, ensuring that Mineski don't have any vision. Mineski pinging out saying, let's go ward, let's go deward, let's go get the vision. Josh has picked up another gem. They can't see uphill there, they can't see that ward, but they do see the Roshan. Just going to be 4-staffing Jules in. Joven doing a lot of damage, and this Roshan will be falling way too quickly for Impervious to defend it. Couple more hits. Impervious is going to be going in. Yep, Ninja Boogie is actually running in. He's got the Abyssal Blade up. Is he going to be able to defend it in time? No, it's not. This Aegis is going to be going down. Ninja Boogie now stuck in the pit. Hexed out. A lot of damage going on. He's just going to drop down. Godlike streak onto Jesse Vash. Kyo goes in, tries to get the Echo Slam off, but of course Joven has got that BKB. I'm not going to be doing any damage. Plus the pipe. He will be able to blink out now if he can get it off in time. He does blink out the actual opposite way. Jay blinks forward thinking, where did he go? And actually, nice dodging skills there by Q. He will make it out, but of course they lost Alchemist. Alchemist does not have buyout. He just brought out the Abyssal Blade, so this might be the fall of a rack. 70 seconds without the carry.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Throwing out as many fissures, as much defense, using the Firefly to just get some defense down, but going in like that, best decision of his life. Jay comes in, Frostbite's taking a lot of damage, one more hit and he will go down to holy shit streak on Jesse Vash. I know you guys don't like it when I say that, but whatever. And now Jesse Vash, they are going to be trying to target him. Scream of Pain, not going to be hitting onto him. Jesse Vash trying to Timber Chain now, not going to be finding it. Actually, Fisher coming out as well, he's getting very, very low. Are they going to be able to get the last hit? Juventus not quite able to find him though, and he will just be able to Timber Chain out finally and picks up his Hex at the same time. And Joven just running in, pipe is popped now, Hex going out to Juventus, and he's getting very, very low, a lot of damage to come out. Joven 1 hit, 2 hit, he does blink out. Elsmurf though in a lot of trouble. Jules can be scoring the last hit after popping down. The Sanity's Eclipse, and now this mid lane, still no Alchemist for 10 seconds. Rubik did buy out, but what can he do? Batrider cannot buy out, Earthshaker cannot buy out. It's just Queen of Pain left, trying to defend this, but Jesse Vash way too fat. He just walks into the middle of everything and says, hi, how you doing? Hit me one more time. And that is just going to be the loss of Arax, going the way of Mineski. And have they still got the Aegis? No, they do still have the Aegis on Joven, so Next team fight is going to be theirs as well. They should be free just to push the top tower down, get rid of this last tier 2, or alternatively push bot tower. If you do take this bot tower, it denies the use of the jungle, so this whole area is going to be basically blocked off if they can get this bot tower pushed out and the Rax is down. So that might be their aim. Of course, getting the last tier 2 tower down is just free gold waiting to be collected. But, I mean, at this point, things looking very bleak for Impervious. That pick off on Ninja Boogie, he just ran into the pit and unfortunately just got taken down way too quickly. I think he needs at this point maybe a heart, because that's the one big problem with Alchemist now with his ultimate, is that he just doesn't have, I mean, he's got decent tanking, but when you're versing the pure damage coming out from OD, you don't have that raw health to keep you alive. You've got regeneration definitely, but you don't have, a plus, 1,000 health. It wasn't 1,000, but a plus decent amount of health to help you just survive all the damage coming onto you. He needs to kind of get something like a heart or a satanic even. He doesn't have an orb effect at the moment. He could get a satanic and just turn around, pop that BKB and bash everyone. That could be another nice item choice, but it looks like they will be smoking up now. Last ditch effort. They're going to be heading, it looks like, into the enemy jungle. No, they can't decide. Batrider doesn't seem to know what's happening. No, they're going to be heading into their own jungle, possibly. No, Alchemist is just going to farm. They do want to get some pickoffs, but Mineski maybe going to play a little bit cautiously. Like I said, if they push down this bot lane, they will be able to get the Rax. Most likely, they've got the Aegis still up on Joven, and with that Rax, they could very easily deny all the farm in the jungle from Impervious. So, probably going to be their next aim. And even Argonim Scepter picked up on the Crystal Maiden, so she really likes her ultimate. But with that, she's got 2k health. She has got the same health essentially as the Alchemist. Crystal Maiden has the same health as the Alchemist. I'll just say that again. So at this point, it's going to be... Oh no! Oh, Ninja Boogie, he gets caught out. No, nice force up. Double force up, in fact, saving his life. BKB is popped on both Jules and Joven, but they're just going to go straight for that tower, hitting it down as fast as they can. But the creeps are not in the base, so they have to reverse that backdoor protection. And now, nice stun flying out, but Jules just going to trap himself. He says no. Batrider, though, getting in position. Is he going to go for it? He is going to grab Jules, but pops his own BKB, trying to get Jules trapped in the base. Jules going to get dropped down very, very quickly. Just Ninja Boogie going insane on everyone. Jay is his next target. He's got that stun up in 1 second, but Jay has got that bottle. He's just going to pop that and just run away. And now, Jesse Vash, next target. They have not got the Abyssal Blade. Jesse Vash just going to be able to use that Timber Chain to get out. Hex going out onto both Jesse Vash as well as the Batrider. Joven in the middle of the fight, trying to do as much damage, but he is going to drop down. Aegis finally down. Jay now, he says, look at my Argonim Scepter. Take the pain. But Kyo going to be dropping down, not to Crystal Maiden, but to, in fact, Timber Chain Jesse Vash, who runs back in. Jules is back to join that fight. He did actually buy out, and now no Kyo, 4 heroes up, but where are the ultimates? Gonna have the grab back up from the Batrider in a matter of seconds, but this tower is going down. Jesse Vash creating so much space, they just can't take him down, and Batrider, who wanted to blink in, get a lasso and someone, not gonna find anyone. Joven could be his next target. Joven is just sitting there. They want to pop that Lincoln's, and they do, really nicely done by them. Using the force up to pop the Lincolns, but Jules just said no, don't even do it. And Ninja Boogie now hexed out. Joven popping that BKB, doing a lot of damage. Sunny's Eclipse flying down. Queen of Pain forced to blink out. She's out of mana now. And Timber Sword just doesn't even care. He does get Abyssal Bladed, but without his ultimate up, not so much attack damage on Ninja Boogie. He doesn't get frostbitten now, but the Rax is still falling down. Jay gonna get stunned out, but forced up forward by Jules, and the Rax has fallen. Impervious doing their absolute best to defend. Juventus now going in. BKB is up. He is going to be targeting down Jay with a little bit of damage. Jay just going to get Hustral imprisoned, but Joven on the sideline taking down Elsmith. And now Jules... Is he the one? I don't even know what's happening, but 2 down, double kill. Jay taken down, and now Jules is going to get that Hex from Juventus, but Q is here to save the day. Fisher going off, and this is going to be the death of Jules. It will be the death of Jules. Impervious taking back that team fight, but they still lost the Rax. Oh my god. 39 to 38. So many kills going back and forth. You can see the goal graph. It was in favor of Impervious, but now dropped down, and this last tier 2 tower for Impervious will be falling. Maybe they do. Oh no, Ninja Boogie coming in. He's got that stun charging up. He wants to get that hit onto Josh. He pops the blink dagger. Is going to be able to blink away, but huge Echo Slam coming out just onto Josh. Josh will be going down, dominating streak onto Ninja Boogie. They do defend that tower, and now they're going to be grabbing on to Jesse Vash, bringing him back into the team fight, feeling the pain. He's going to get stunned out, fission, whistle bladed, and oh my god, he doesn't even care. He pops the pipe, timber chains away, so much onto him. But how do you take down a timber saw? Please nerf Ice Frog already, seriously. And he's going to make it away, but 4 heroes down for Mineski. Impervious still in it for the moment.
More fuel for the fire.
Regeneration rune found. Daedalus now picked up on Joven. And oh no, Jay, buddy, Jay, what are you doing? No, he's scared. Maybe because Jesse Vash is rotating back in. And it's worth noting Queen of Pain did actually pick up that Dagon too. I guess she feels like they need a little bit more nuking damage to try and at least take it down, that Timbersaw, who, like we saw, he just doesn't care about physical damage. Unless they pick up a Divine Rapier, he's just going to giggle it off, say, hee hee hee, that tickles. I'm just going to take a drink of water. Alright, so, just a brief lull in action, but it looks like Mineski have grooved back up, and they're going to go for the top lane. They want to get this final Rax and get the Mega Creeps. Chakram just been thrown out, still got 18 charges, and Josh just going to be using this Focus Fire on the tower, trying to get it down. And Impervious, what can they do to defend? They have pushed out the mid as well as that bot lane, but if they can be able to catch someone, it looks like Ninja Boogie is going in. He's not going to be seeing anyone though, just going to be stunning himself. Mineski just playing it very, very carefully.
Radiant's top tower.
Righty, and Fissure going out by Kyo. Jesse Vash just tanking all the damage at the front. He doesn't even care about anything. And actually, no, in comes Batrider, gonna grab onto Jules. BKB pops. Jules now the target of choice. Echo Slam flying out, and that's gonna be the death of Jules. But they use everything they can. Jesse Vash pops that pipe. They know they can't kill him. They're just gonna ignore him. And in the middle of the team fight, Joven trying to get the Mega Creeps. He will get the range racks, but he is gonna fall for it on the sideline. Jay with that Argonym Scepter and Blink Dagger, just going to be blinking away. Batrider wants to catch him. Josh hiding in the bushes here, but he's just going to blink out as well. Blink Dagger's ahoy. And buyout from Joven now. So one last rack standing. They can defend it for now. But I think this is going to come down to... Oh no! Juventus in the mid lane, Jay! He just wants to use the freezing field.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
He's popping the Ghost Scepter. Run, Jay, run! And he's gonna die. What was he doing? He's like, you know who's there? Oh, the Windrunner just using that Blink Dagger to juke around. Mineski throwing. That is the question on everyone's mind right now. I guess that the two supports were just distracting for Joven to pick up that Aegis. Cheese to be grabbed on the ground. Crew is coming out to collect it. And even Hex actually picked up on the Rubik at this point. Let's have a look at the gold. It is in favor of Mineski, but considering it's a 49-minute game, around about 5,000 is nothing. Experience, zero. Zero experience difference. This game is just going back and forth like crazy. 2 racks is down. This last one standing. Mineski wanted so badly, but of course they're going to have to wait until Joven probably has buyout, because Joven can die very, very quickly. We did see the last 2 team fights. He just dropped like a stick. They just snapped him in half. And he does a lot of damage, but oh, Ninja Boogie, Ninja Boogie, Ninja Boogie. Oh no. Throw of the Century Ink. He's going to be getting the stun, but look at how much damage he does. He does nothing, and there's rotation coming from Joven. Ninja Boogie now forced to pop that BKB. He decides to go on Joven, but he's taking way too much damage. They have they got a gem? Oh, I moved the camera away. They haven't got a gem. He's going to get hexed out, and Ninja Boogie, unstoppable streak for 925 gold, going the way of Jesse Vash. Elsmove now just trying to get away. He has a Weaver chasing him down. He's just going to be able to pop... No, he can't pop anything. He's still Shikuchi though, and he's going to be A-okay on the run. BKB now down on Joven. That's worth noting, but does Ninja Boogie have buyout? He does not have buyout, so he needs 62 more gold. In mid lane, Jay wanting to man mode onto Juventus. And now Kyo caught out of position, going to get shackled on. Elsmurf stealing it. That Shikuchi is going to be on the run, but GG is going to be called. No Ninja Boogie equals no defense. And the game, first game, 50 minutes, 44 to 40, going the way of Mineski. Well, GG, well played to both teams. That was an insanely fun game. I don't know what that means. Thank you, of course, to SteelsSeries for sponsoring this tournament. Thanks for watching, guys. And, of course, this is the best of 3, so we've got 1, if not 2 more games coming up from these 2 very fun-to-watch teams. I've lost my mouse.